Coming up today, with Chinese President Xi Jinping's trip to Washington a matter of days away, the United States urges China to use its influence over North Korea to get the regime to denuclearize. Diffusing concerns over Japan's new security policy, Korea says it will reject any US request for the entry of Japanese armed forces onto the Korean peninsula. Plus, Hungary's army is given new powers to use tear gas and rubber bullets against refugees. Stay tuned for these stories and more. Hello to our viewers around the world. It's 6 a.m. on Tuesday, September 22nd here in Seoul. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Broom. Our top story this morning. The United States plans to use China's hefty influence over North Korea to steer the regime away from developing more nuclear weapons. Speaking a few days before Chinese President Xi Jinping's visit to Washington this week, U.S. National Security Advisor Susan Rice said the United States and China are equally united in demanding the complete and verifiable denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. Rice said the White House will make clear to Beijing that North Korea's nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles threaten regional stability and their respective national security interests. US President Barack Obama and President Xi will hold summit talks in Washington on Friday, local time. A Russian military expert says North Korea could have up to 50 nuclear weapons in the next 5 years. Vladimir Yezheyev, a department head at the CIS Countries Institute, made the prediction on Monday in a debate hosted by Moscow's state-run Russia Today network. He said North Korea is currently focused on developing nuclear warheads and delivery vehicles, and at its current pace, the regime would be able to build 2 submarines carrying SLBM or submarine-launched ballistic missiles by the year 2020. The expert also warned that certain actions on the Korean peninsula, such as South Korea's joint military drills with the US, would only provoke the communist state to speed up its nuclear development. US Special Envoy for North Korea Policy Sung Kim is scheduled to arrive in South Korea on this Tuesday ahead of a defense conference between Seoul and Washington. He'll meet with senior officials to help coordinate defensive strategies against the North's nuclear weapons and missile threats. Lee Ji-won has more.
The 8th Korea-US Integrated Defense Dialogue is set to open Wednesday in Seoul. The U.S.'s chief envoy to the six-party nuclear talks, Sung Kim, is to attend the 2-day meeting, which will be led by South Korean defense official Ryu Jae-seung and Shin Jae-yeon from the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Their focus